Yesterday, on lesson 13, we learned to construct triangles. We started out with 2 pieces of information, and everyone made different triangles, right? You all drew different triangles. So if 2 pieces of information makes many possible triangles, that means it's not enough information to draw unique triangles. We did encounter one way to make a unique triangle. Who remembers what that one was? Not that they're all the same, but that if I gave you 3 sides, side, made a unique triangle. But if I gave you 3 angles, did you all draw the same thing? No, that would be, if you can draw a small one or a big one, that was not a unique triangle. So today we're going to continue finding out more ways to make unique triangles. So on number 6, I gave you 3 angles. And why are we constructing triangles? Because if you looked at that poster back there, that blue part is the geometry standard. It says that you have to, as a 7th grader, learn how to draw geometric shapes with given conditions. So I'm giving you 3 different pieces of information to see if it makes a unique triangle, which is 1 triangle, many triangles, or no triangles because of the triangle inequality and the triangle sum theorem, which is what we learned last week, making it impossible to make a triangle. So on number 6 on your notes, go ahead and draw a triangle. One angle has to be 80 degrees, one angle has to be 40 degrees, and one angle has to be 10 degrees. You can make the lengths however long you want, but I want to know how many triangles you can make with these 3 pieces of information. No triangles are possible. Any idea why? Any idea why? Yes. Using the triangle sum theorem, you should be able to see that all angles should be 180 degrees altogether to make a triangle. But does 80 plus 40 plus 10 equal 180? No, not even close. Right? So this would not make a triangle. So on the lines on your paper, please write no triangles are possible because the angles don't add up to 180 degrees, or the triangle sum theorem is not met. So on your homework, if I ask you how many triangles can you make, you can't just write none. Tell me why. Okay, I know it's a yes or no question, but you need to tell me why. Is it because of the angles? The triangle sum theorem is not met? Is it because of the sides? Triangle inequality is not met? What is the problem? Okay? Look at number 7. Go ahead and attempt this one. I want you to draw a triangle where the lengths are 2, 6, and 2. I want to know how many triangles you can make. One unique one, many triangles, you can draw another one on your paper and still follow the rules, or none of them. Again, no triangles are possible. How come? What was the problem this time? Chris? Right, they didn't meet the triangle inequality this time. 2 plus 2 were the small ones, which is 4. Is 4 bigger than 6? No, so a lot of you tried to draw it. You drew the 6, and then you drew the 2, and you drew the 2, and it didn't meet. It wasn't long enough. It doesn't make a triangle. Go ahead and write, it doesn't satisfy the triangle inequality. Number 8. This time I want you to draw a triangle where 2 of the sides are given, and in between those 2 sides is the 45-degree angle. One side is 5, another side is 4, and the angle that is between them, where those 2 lines meet, is a 45-degree angle. So go ahead and put your pencils down really quickly. Pencils down. Let's make sure you know what between means, okay? So looking at these 2 pictures, there's a first triangle and a second triangle. Raise your hand if you can tell me which one of these pictures shows an angle between 2 sides, 2 given sides. Raise your hand if you know which picture shows an angle between the 2 given sides. Emilio, which one is it? Number 2. You're right, because 5 is given, right? You all see that that's 5. 8 is given. And they are meeting in this corner, and that's 32 degrees. It's between the 2 sides. Here, 5 is given, 8 is given, but the 32 is not in between them. It's in between 8 and something that we don't know. It's not in between two given sides. It has to be between the two that are labeled. You see how 32 is squished in between those two sides that I highlighted blue? Yeah. Okay, so let's do another practice. Which one of these triangles has the angle in between the two sides? Raise your hand if you know. Ah, better. Raphael, which one is it? Number 1. Very good, because here's the 4, here's the 3, and the 50 is in between. Here, the 3 and the 4, 50 is off to the side. It's not in between. Got it? So that's kind of like the triangle you're going to be drawing here. I want 5, 4, and then the 45 in between. And then just close it to make it a triangle. Look at your partner's paper. Did they draw exactly the same thing you did? If it's facing the other way, that's still the same triangle. Like if you turn and look to the left, turn and look to the right, you're still the same person. Is it exactly the same? Same size? Like yours is not way bigger? Raise your hand if you drew the same exact triangle. This makes a unique triangle. Only one triangle is possible. Go ahead and write that on the line. One triangle. It's unique because this is called side, angle, side. If I gave you a side and an angle and then a side where the angle is in between, that third side, you're all going to be forced to draw the same exact side. Because I told you exactly how to arrange the straws, right? How big to open it. There's only one way to close that line. Right? It would have to be that same exact triangle. It's called side, angle, side. So far we've learned side, side, side from yesterday. It makes a unique triangle. And today we've learned side, angle, side. Makes a unique triangle. Yes? Alright. So just a generic picture here. If I gave you a side, it's labeled in the middle. The angle is in between. It's in the corner. And the side should be right next to it. Try number 9. I'm giving you angle, and then a side in between them. So go ahead and put your pencils down again. Let me make sure you know what side in between looks like. Triangle 1 or triangle 2? There's 2 angles. Which one has a side in between them? They are actually both of them. This one has a side and the angles are in between. This one has a side, and the angles are in between. If I put the side over here, that's not in between. This will be hanging off to the side. Alrighty? So back to your notes. Number 9. Draw an angle. Start with the 4 centimeters. And then on one side of that 4 centimeters, make it 45 degrees. On the other side, make it 50 degrees. And hope that those lines that you drew to make those degree angles, hope that it meets to make a triangle. Did your neighbor draw exactly the same thing you did? You should have drawn exactly the same thing. This is also a unique triangle because it's an angle, side, angle. If I give you a side in between 2 angles, it will make a unique triangle. So now we've learned side, 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 angle, side, and angle, side, angle. Alright, if I told you exactly how long to draw the line, and I told you exactly what angle to draw your other lines, they're going to meet, right? Lines go on forever, they are going to meet. You have no choice. So everyone would have drawn exactly the same thing. Okay. So generic picture here. If I gave you an angle, which is in the corner, then a side, then an angle, this will make a unique triangle. Let's do one more. Draw this triangle. Start with the side of 5 centimeters. One of the angles is 100, and the other angle is 103. If you started with the 5 centimeters, this is about 5 centimeters. And then here's my 100 degrees. And here's my 103 degrees. Does that look like a triangle? No. Those lines are not going to meet ever. They're going out. There's something you could have seen before you started drawing. Why didn't this make a triangle? what do we know about angles in a triangle? There is a theorem. Yes.
The triangle sum theorem?
Yes, the triangle sum theorem. It says that all three angles have to add up to 180. Now, we only have two angles given, and it's already way bigger than 180. So this is why it doesn't make a triangle. If it was 90 degrees, it would go straight up. If it was more than 90, it would go out, which is not a triangle. It has to be less than 90 in order to go in and meet. So this is no triangles are possible. Go ahead and write that down. Because it does not meet the triangle sum theorem. Those two angles alone are bigger than 180. We don't even get to the third angle. Please write in all of these boxes on your notes. We've learned unique triangles. If I gave you three sides, like 4, 7, and I don't know, 12. Would that make a triangle, actually? That wouldn't make a triangle. 3, 4, 5, that would make a triangle. If I gave you three sides, that would be a unique triangle. If I gave you an angle in between two sides, that would make a triangle, and you would all draw exactly the same triangle. If I gave you side in between two angles, that would make a unique triangle. And if I gave you angle and then another angle and a side actually on the side of it, that would actually make a unique triangle as well. And then last week we learned how to figure out if a triangle is even possible. If it doesn't follow the triangle inequality, then it's not possible. Small plus medium has to be bigger than the large one. Or if it doesn't follow the triangle sum theorem, like number 10. If it doesn't add up to 180, it's not going to make a triangle. It's going to make some funky shape that doesn't close, or it's not. Yeah, it doesn't close. And then we also encountered many ways to make many triangles. Yesterday we talked about if I gave you three angles, you all drew a triangle, but you all drew different triangles because some of you drew it small, some of you drew it big, but you followed the rules. So three angles is not enough information. And we started out yesterday's lesson with two pieces of information, and you all drew many different triangles. So that's also many possible triangles because it's not enough information to draw a unique triangle. Any questions about any of this? So on your homework, if I ask you how many triangles are possible, your answers are either 1, because it's SSS, SAS, or ASA, or it's many, because they're similar triangles, because you know all three, or because there's only two pieces of information given, or none, because it doesn't follow triangle inequality, or it doesn't follow triangle sum. Okay? Don't just say yes or no, tell me why you know. Got it? Okay. Number 1, would you please share what you learned today? Ready? Share.
Okay.